Guys, Ritesh here, and in this video, I will be talking about logistic regression. And in the subsequent video, we will cover this whole topic, and I will list down the topics that I will be covering in this and the subsequent videos. So first, let me start with listing the topics. So the first topic that we will see is the what is the geometric intuition behind this. Okay, so we will have some diagrams and I will show you geometrically how logistic regression is working and why we are using logistic regression. Okay, okay. So geometric intuition. Now the second point is the maths behind it, maths and or the algebra, because in logistic regression we are mostly using algebra. Once this is done, then what we will do is we will derive the whole equation of logistic regression, and after that we will practically see how to use logistic regression for real world problems. Okay, world problems. So first we will start with geometric. So let me start with geometric intuition. Suppose uh, suppose I will give you 2 points to classify. Suppose there are 2 points, two types of points. These are the first types of points. Okay, these are the first types of points. Now let's have some other types of points also. Okay, so these are other types of points. Okay, there are two types of points. Now, the problem is, suppose we want to classify these points. We want to draw a boundary which will classify these points. So, this is very easy. You can draw a boundary like this, and this will classify these 2 points. Okay. So now, in 2D, what is the equation of the line? Line is ax plus by plus c equals to 0. This is the equation of the line. This is the equation of line. This is very simple. Now, if we get the value of a and b, we can write the equation of this particular line. So the problem boils down to getting the coefficients of the variables. This is two dimension. Then we have to find the coefficient of these two variables. These two variables or axes. These two axes. Once we get A and B, we can write the equation of this line and we can have a boundary that will separate these 2 points very easily. But what happens is, in real world problems, we don't have the data points that are of 2 dimensions. We will have data points that are multiple dimensions. For example, suppose we want to classify whether a cell phone is good or not, good or not. So what are the properties of a cell phone? So let's see. The cell phone should have a big screen. The screen is big or not. The battery is good or not. The camera is good or not. Okay. And what is the brand of the cell phone? Huh? What is the price of the cell phone? So these are the things that we typically see while purchasing a phone. Now you can easily see that this is not two-dimensional because the properties of a data point or the properties of an object gets converted to the dimension. Because suppose we want to represent a cell phone, then what we will have is we will have the screen size, we will have the battery, we will have the camera, we will have the brand, and then we will have the price. So these are the features of a cell phone. So we cannot plot this on a 3D or even in 4D because this is 5D. This is five-dimensional data. Now, in order to classify whether a cell phone is good or not, we cannot draw a simple line because line only works in 2D. We will have to draw something else. And if the dimension is greater than 3D, if the dimension is greater than 3D, we call it a hyperplane. Hyperplane. So you must remember this. For 2D, it is line. For 3D, it is plane. And for data points which is greater than 3D or which is more than 3 dimensions, we call it hyperplane. Don't worry about this. All those formulas that we will calculate for 2D will also work for ND. in general. Okay, so now let's move ahead. Now we will see how to solve this particular problem, how to solve for this A and B, and then we can see how to generalize it for ND also. Okay, now let's see. Given a line, and suppose this is the point, we all know from our 10th class that the distance D, D is equals to, place this point. Suppose the coordinates of this point is x1 comma x1 comma y1, and the equation of the line is ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Now put this point in this particular line. So what we will get is, we will get ax1 plus by1 plus c, and then divide by the mod of this line. What is the mod of this line? Mod of this line is a square plus b square under root. So this is the distance of this point from this particular line. So this is where is now you must be thinking why we are doing this. So I will tell you why we are doing this. Suppose this is the line and these are our points. Okay, these are our points. These are our points. Now, farther the point from this line, better the classification. And why I'm telling this, just see here. Suppose we draw a line like this. This is also classifying the points very easily, but we all know that this is very close to these points. What will happen if in future some points may come here, or some points may be here, some points may be here, but then this particular line will fail to classify, as this is not the most optimal solution, and we know that from here. By seeing this, we can see that this is not the most optimal solution. This is the most optimal solution. Visually we can see this, because the gap between the points is maximum. So since we have to find the gap between this line and these points, and we have to maximize these gaps, we have to calculate this D. So now you must be getting why we are calculating D, in order to find the most optimal boundary or most optimal plane that will classify these 2 points. So I will stop here, and I will see you in the next video, where we will see how we can use D to reach to our solution. So thank you for now.